Hi, this is a daily market open review for February 2nd, 2026 for NQ futures. Before I start, I will go to the 10,000 tick chart to get a high level overview. So over the last 60 days, we can see we were clearly in this range. We recently got on top of the range but failed to hold above. And we pushed into what looks to be a two-legged move to the downside. So we had this uptrend, which had a break and then two legs to a new high. This overshoot at the top of this range pushed us back into initially this two-legged move, which was supposed to be a break for this large uptrend, but it clearly spiked below it, which suggested that there will be most likely a fade back into the range and two larger legs lower. So when you see this push through the what is supposed to be break for an uptrend, and especially after you retest it from below, then it's safe to assume that we might get a larger move to the downside. So these two legs, once you get this swing here, combine this into one leg, you get the break, and then this is the second leg of the break. And at this moment we already faded back into this range that we've been for the last couple of months. So yeah, I think this here was a good indication that we might be heading lower, and especially on this retest. So you push through the break, but then you retest it. Initially you have these two legs up, a clear rejection, which forms a break. And this chop here is supposed to be the second attempt to go for a new high. So when you see that it is clearly held below this measure move low, it forms even a break, and this is supposed to be a second attempt at a new high here, and clearly rejecting. Yeah, it's a good indication that price may actually go for a larger second leg down. Alright, which happened throughout Friday session, and also there was a gap down into the overnight session today. Now for the context, currently we are clearly having this downtrend, but at the same time we have reached the down measure move. So at this moment price is likely to attempt to two legs to make a new high for this uptrend here. So I'm drawing this downtrend here because it's important to see how price will react at this area. We might be getting a push into this trend line and then a couple of retests before heading even lower. So if it you get this push and then two attempts to make a new high, but it's failing, and you see clear resistance at this downtrend top line, then we might be looking for a short. But on the other side, these two legs down, which they basically met the measure move down, might lead us into a proper reversal and a higher picture or bigger picture attempts to make a new high for this uptrend. So that would look something like this. You would like to see the price push through this trend line and then potentially have a two-legged retest and a hold in order to go higher. And you'll also want to see how this price here, how this level will affect the price once it reaches it. So ideally, for a bullish setup, you would like price to give something like this, a fair second entry short going into this, so with enough room to this up measure move in this level here, right? You see how resistance was showing up here quite a couple of times, especially when this second leg started. So we have initial two attempts to make a new high for this spike here. We have a break. This is the second larger picture attempt to make a new high. So one attempt, break, second attempt to make a new high for this leg here, which failed. So, and it's also multiple micro tops here before pushing down. So I would say going into this session, it's important to see how price reacts in this area. If it finds resistance and pushing back below, then we might continue with short, potentially break out of this range here. But if price successfully pushes above this trend line, retest it from underneath, we may be looking for a long to make a new high, as long as we keep our target under this rejection level here. Now on the 1000 tick chart, looking in more depth on the overnight session. So yeah, we have the same two-legged move down. And we also see this failure here. A lot of time it leads into opposite manipulation measure moves. So once this leg had this break and failed to make a new high, first attempt, second attempt, market made these two moves up with a clear support here, and then it pushed even lower. So from this failure, we had a smaller downtrend, which had quite a large overshoot into this down measure move. And now we are supposedly expecting a break. So this spike played out for now with two legs to a new high. I would expect a break here and then potentially get another leg up similar to this one. And that would actually form a break for this blue downtrend here before attempting two legs to a new low for this downtrend. Now keep in mind that overshoot, especially such big ones like this one, may lead straight into reversals. But even if we get two legs up, let's say we get this, at that moment we still want to be cautious about about the price attempting to make a new low for this entire downtrend. Alright, so short term, I would say we can look to see how price reacts here. If it holds above the EMA, we may be going for a break. After we make the break, we need to see how price reacts. If it holds above, then we continue on with larger second leg to reverse. But if it finds resistance, especially around this trend line, like we get a potential break, we get to the trend line, but we get two attempts to make a new high for the second leg and we fail, and then it might be a good indication that we may be heading lower to attempt a new low for this entire downtrend. And on the 200 tick chart, in the same context, we have these two legs down. On Friday, we had this one initially, overshoot, we had the break, then two legs to a new low, attempt to reverse, and then it went into another leg to a new low. Here. So the downtrends kind of played out, including this most recent downtrend here in the overnight session. You can clearly see it playing out with two legs, and even the second leg had two more attempts to go lower before reversing. So bottom line is, I think we need to be conscious about two things. We are in an active downtrend, but all the downtrends played out, and we actually have something that looks like a potential short-term bullish momentum going out for a break initially, right? So this could be just a break for the blue downtrend. So important to see how price reacts around this area. So to be bearish or continuing with the bearish momentum, you would see price reach this area and then have two attempts to push over it can fail. Would be nice to have the failures around the blue downtrend top line to go lower. But if price on the other hand manages to push above this measure move, hold on top of it, then we might be getting a second larger leg to get a break for this downtrend. So this downtrend here. This is still in play. This blue downtrend has an overshoot clearly, but we may be getting a straight reversal, or if we get here, you need to see how price reacts. If you get a fair second entry short like this, these two would count as two attempts to make a new low for the yellow downtrend, and then potentially going higher with a new high attempt or going towards the top of the range. But if we get here a break, we try to form the second leg up, but we find resistance at this downtrend line after we have a break, then it's a good indication that we might be attempting a new low for this large downtrend. This is it. I'll be watching how this plays out. At the key level I would be looking at is here. And we'll keep in mind that both new low for this downtrend and reversal is on the table. I would say given the large down measure moves that we had, these two, at least a break, which means starting the day with some bullish bias, is on the table. But let's see how it plays out. Thank you.